Hi, and thanks for joining me. I am GM the GM, and this is my podcast all about escape rooms from a behind-the-scenes game master perspective. Welcome to episode 3, and this is where I'm going to tell you how to prepare for your escape room experience. This goes for newbies and experienced players, as unless you work in the industry, you won't know some of these things. I'm going to start right from the beginning all the way to arriving at the venue, so I hope this helps and gives you some interesting insights. Firstly then, you need to choose which escape room to play. The internet will come in handy here, so open up a browser and pull up a search engine to find out what escape rooms are in your area, or in the area that you want to play. The UK has well over 1,000 escape rooms, so there are plenty to choose from, but not so many that everyone will have one just down the road. So you may have to go to a nearby city to get some choice. I would suggest clicking onto each company's website to check out the themes of their rooms. This is really important as it will impact your enjoyment of the game. I see so many reviews that say, "We didn't know it would be scary," or "We didn't know it would be dark," or "We didn't know we would be locked in," etc. It's your responsibility to check where you're going and check that the theme is suitable for you. So have a good look at their website and choose a theme that excites and interests you. If scary isn't your thing, then avoid the murder rooms, and if detective cases are your thing, then choose whodunits and detective rooms. I've yet to see a website without an FAQ section, so look at this too. Maybe you want to take your children. Do they allow that? Maybe you want to take your dog. Do they allow that? Perhaps you have mobility issues, so can they cater for you? If the FAQs don't give you the information that you need, then message or call the company. A great number of escape rooms are individually owned, especially in the UK, so they will be more than happy to help. They want your business after all. Perhaps before picking up the phone though, you should check out TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor can be the make or break of an escape room, and I'm going to do an episode on reviews in the future, but for now just know that you should check out reviews for a venue. Don't simply click on the bad ones, as there may be only 1 or 2 of those and hundreds of good ones. And perhaps that shouldn't necessarily put you off, especially if those bad reviews were left towards the beginning of when the escape room opened. I know this goes for any company really, when they open there are teething problems and problems that you didn't foresee. So often at the beginning it can be a bit bumpy until you've got the hang of it and smoothed out the road. So if the bad reviews were left right at the beginning when the escape room opened, then try not to count those too much, especially if everything since then has been good. I think that most of us have our own preferences when it comes to judging reviews, so I'm not going to teach you to suck eggs here, but just know that reviews can really help when deciding on a venue. And I know that I've mentioned TripAdvisor, but of course there are other places to find reviews, such as Google and Facebook. And I'm UK based, so these are the main ones for the UK. And in other countries, there may be other sources of reviews to look at. If you are interested in a cheeky bargain, then the next bit will be right up your street. It's always worth checking whether a venue has any offers, and there are a few ways to do this. Firstly, Groupon and Voucher, and Red Letter Days, I think, as well. I think that's what it's called. Some people have strong feelings against these companies, and that's fine, but if you don't, then definitely check out the website. If you feel at all guilty about buying from them, you can always call the venue and book directly with the venue, but for the discounted price. And that way the venue gets all of the profit rather than having to split it with these other companies. The company's website may have lists of the offers and discounts that they do. For example, many rooms offer discounts for students, for people that work in the forces, and for people that work in the NHS. Often escape rooms have off-peak times as well, so during their quiet times they're happy to offer slightly cheaper games. So if you're able to go during those times, then you'll get a slightly cheaper experience. There is also a group on Facebook called UK Escape Room Discounts and Promos. Feel free to search out this group and join it, and there will be lots of offers in there from all around the UK offering, discounts and promos on escape rooms. Whilst you're on Facebook, it's also a good idea to check out the company's own Facebook page, as often last-minute offers or special discounts are only posted on there. This also goes for Twitter and Instagram, so check those out as well. And lastly, if you want to play more than one room at the same venue, then it is worth calling and asking if they do a discount for multiple bookings. This is quite a common thing, and you can get anywhere from 10 to 50% off the second game. Now that you've checked out all of the games local to you, you've got a good price that you're happy with, and you've chosen a suitable theme, it's time to gather your team and book the room. The easiest way to do this is online, but there are a few tips that I can give you. Firstly, only book for the definite and confirmed people that want to come and play the game. This is because most escape rooms do not offer any refunds. So say you book for 6 people and then one drops out. You almost certainly won't get a refund for that one person. Whereas if you book for 4 people and then added the other 2 as they confirmed that they were definitely able to come, then that's risk-free. It's worth saying that this way of doing it, booking for the people that are confirmed, goes for exclusive room bookings. Some places do public or ticketing bookings. This is mainly in the USA and Canada, but basically they will have, say, 10 spaces for a room. You book 5 of them, and then the other 5 are up for grabs for anybody else. So it means that you would be playing with strangers. But this doesn't tend to happen that much in the UK. Us Brits don't enjoy sharing our escape room experience with strangers. So mostly here in the UK, it's private bookings, which means even if the room holds 6 or 10 people, if you book for 2, you will have that room to yourself and you can add more people as and when you want to. It's also a good idea to make sure that you've got the date and time of your booking correct. And this is so basic. When you're booking anything, you should always make sure that the date and time is correct. But the reason I do mention it here is because some escape rooms won't offer a reschedule. Although a reschedule is preferable to a refund, some escape rooms still won't do it. So make sure that you read their terms and conditions to see whether they do offer a reschedule or refunds, but also make sure that you're booking the correct details in the first place. So after booking, you should get a confirmation email. If you don't, then check your spam folder, and if you still don't have it, then contact the venue, as you may have entered your details incorrectly, or they might have entered them incorrectly if you called them to make the booking. But once you have your confirmation email, then do give it a read, and I know confirmation emails can be quite boring, and I'm guilty of not always reading them. But quite often for escape rooms, there is a bit of story involved. There might be some backstory to the room that you're about to play. So it's quite fun to have a look at them and read the details so that you know a bit more about what your experience is going to be like. They should also have the address of the escape room and any instructions that will help you get there or on your arrival. A lot of escape rooms are not on the high street. They are perhaps above shops or above places. Some of them are in industrial estates. Some of them are just lone buildings in the middle of nowhere. So it's not like just going to the high street and finding New Look or Boots. You may have to do a little bit of mapping to find out exactly where the venue is, so it's definitely worth checking the email to find out their address and whether they have any instructions on how to find them. Most escape rooms ask you to arrive 10 to 15 minutes before your game. And if they do, then please make sure that you do this. One of the GM's biggest bugbears is late teams. It can mess up the entire day because there will be bookings after your game. And if you're late, then it will impact everybody else's game, even if they turn up on time. I've noticed a change over the years that companies are getting a bit stricter on this lateness issue, and instead of simply waiting for you, they will cancel your game or deduct time from your game to make up for the lateness. Some customers can't understand why this is, so let me just tell you that because there are teams booked after you and it has an impact on the rest of the games, that's why companies enforce these stricter rules on lateness. I often liken it to the cinema. If you're late, you miss the beginning of the film. So make sure you check traffic and parking facilities or the parking situation before you make the journey to the venue. So next up, I've got a few tips on what to take and what not to take. Most companies won't allow you to eat or drink in the room, but water is usually allowed. I can't imagine any place not allowing you to take water in a room, but just don't expect to take in the coffee you just bought or your sandwich for lunch. If you need glasses to help you see a little better, then please take those. I cannot tell you the amount of times that I've heard, "Oh, I should have brought my glasses," as they squint to see the numbers on a lock or read a note in the room. The next tip is a real insider piece of information, so listen up. Quite often, you will be viewed using night vision cameras. Some of you might know what I'm about to say. The GMs definitely will, and they're probably giggling, or maybe they can't believe I'm about to say this, but I am. Night vision cameras turn black clothing see-through. Yep, that's right. Your underwear shines like a beacon through dark clothing, so you might want to rethink that all-black outfit. Talking of outfits, you may have to crawl, bend, kneel, or climb, so short skirts and dresses might not be the best option. That goes for high heels as well. Make sure you wear flat or comfy footwear. There may be sand you have to go through, there might be steps, uneven ground, so stilettos is definitely not a good idea. It's also a good idea to wear a layer or two, so that if you get hot, you can take a layer off. If you get cold, you can put a layer on. It sounds very basic, but some rooms are temperature controlled to fit into the theme, so it may be extra warm or extra cold for that reason. If you have a layer to take on and put off, you're going to be more comfortable. So that's about all I want to cover, and I hope that's been useful. I've gone right from deciding which escape room all the way to turning up at the venue. I hope it's been useful and interesting for you to consider all of these things before booking an escape room. Thank you so much for listening. And if you have any questions or comments, then you can find me on Facebook, search GM the GM, or email me on gmthegm@aol.com. The next episode is going to be all about reviews and reviewing. So stay tuned, subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Keep on escaping!